honour with match point to become under 21 men's champion for the first time in his life. He's been national champion at every other age category. And he's done it.
Here in the area of green and gold, it is Connor Green that wins the under-21 Senior National Championship title. He beats Joe Ferguson of Cleveland in the final. And wow, you mean, he really is the strongest player coming out of this generation, isn't he?
What does the sport mean to you?
Well, table tennis is it's kind of taken over my life a little bit. It started off where I was playing like once or twice a week when I was 9, training at Droitwich, and I did that for a couple of years and then moved to a different club to try and get more time on table, and then ever since then it's pretty much been 5 times a week and as much as I can on the table, trying to play as much. So pretty much has kind of taken over my life, and I don't know, I think it's good that I enjoy it, otherwise it wouldn't be, well, I wouldn't do it, I don't think, because it's tough.
I'm Erin Green, a table tennis coach at Droitwich and mum of the 3 Greens.
As we know, Connor does a bunch of sports. Why was table tennis like top sport? Was it his decision? Or?
It was his decision. He kept tennis going as long as he could, and he was goalkeeper at football. All the pulls on his time just made it more difficult, and in the end he decided table tennis was the one. That's the one he enjoyed, and he felt he could achieve at that sport as well. How do you become good at the sport? I always say to people, you can't decide when you're 6, I want to be a national champion. I think for us, we just sort of stumbled into it. They kept playing and then they started winning. And actually, Anna didn't win for a very long time. She started very young and barely won a trophy early on, and then it just went on a roll. And Connor just loved competing all the time. How you get good, you play a lot and you try and surround them with the right people.
My name's Erin Green, I'm Connor's sister and I'm a table tennis player. Well, Connor's extremely hardworking, so he trains on his birthday, he doesn't really stop, and also he loves table tennis. When we're at home he'll just talk about it, he wants to come in the garage, practice his serving. I think it's his love for the sport and how hardworking he is that's made him so good. Also, he's very humble about it, so he's not going on the table every time like, oh yeah, I'm going to win, better than this person. And that's why I think that he keeps on improving, because he's always wanting more.
I think the very first time I picked up a bat was maybe when I was like 5, something like 4 or 5. And I think my parents were playing, actually here, they were playing some kind of tournament. And I remember being too small to see over the table. We lined up some chairs next to the table and I'd stand on the chairs. And I remember holding the bat and trying to hit the ball. I don't remember actually hitting the ball. Yeah, I think that's my first time of actually playing. Well, the first I can actually remember, at least. It didn't spiral from there. I think for the next 3 years, I kind of played maybe once a week, along with all my other sports. I think I was playing football twice a week. I played tennis as well. And it was kind of just alongside that. When I was around 8 or 9, I moved to Droitwich, and then I think that's when it started to become like more serious for me.
Hi, my name's John Bayliss. I'm the founder of the Droitwich and Long Eaton Table Tennis Club. The Green family started with Grandma Green. She was on the very first committee in 1989. So there were 3 people, myself, my wife, and Betty. And Betty was our treasurer. She brought down her 2 sons, Mark and Kevin, and they were coming to my select table tennis at West Park Leisure Centre. Mark invited me to see twins, which is Anna and Connor, on the very first day that they came back. So I actually met Connor on the very first day they were back at home in their cot, and they're absolutely massive for the club. Connor is extremely lively within the sessions and brings a real energy towards whatever we do. Also, he's extremely successful. I mean, there's no question about that at all. As this year's under-21 champion, under junior champion, which is now under 19s, England international numerous times. I think Connor definitely is a massive advocate for the club. He shows what can happen if you put a lot of time and effort in. And the same with Anna, won numerous national titles. They really love the sport. You can like a sport or you can love a sport, and I think these guys love the sport, and it shows when they are here.
I'm Phil Coker. I'm a fitness coach here at Droitwich. I studied computing, but my passion has been fitness, and I've always wanted to do fitness. So when I got the opportunity to do fitness full-time, I jumped on it, and now I'm a fitness coach for Droitwich. What can I tell about Droitwich? Droitwich is an amazing club. The first time I walked into Droitwich, they made me feel welcome. It was like a family club, and it's inclusive. Everyone is welcome. They make you feel special, and the coaches are amazing. The kids, polite, well-behaved, and all willing to do the best. What I love about Droitwich is the attitude. When we walked in here, they had like, Connor Green was a champion, Anna Green, they were champion. So that kind of inspired me thinking, okay, I've got an 8-year-old girl who walked in here thinking, you could be like that one day. And now she's the national champion as well. So the kids inspire me, the coaches inspire me, and I just love it.
I'm Anna Green, Connor's my twin and table tennis player. I was the last one to really get into it, and then everyone was just going to Droitwich every night, and I just thought, I may as well come along. I like training, to be honest. I like kind of working to get the perfect shot and just playing more, and then obviously it's become such a big part of my life. It's where everyone I know is now. You know, it's a whole different family. I don't really compare myself to them like that. I mean, we're all different. Like, we're all doing it for different reasons, I think. So I've never really felt pressure about not being as good as them.
My mum and my dad were fairly involved with the club. They coached, and I think they played for teams here. My dad's good friends with the coaches, like John. I know everyone, like especially now, I know everyone really well here. And it doesn't really feel like a club really for me. It's like I know everyone really well. It's like friends. I'm going to see friends. It's just very easy for me at the club. I feel like I can come here whenever I need, and they can help me out, and hopefully I can help them out at some points. And it's just a very nice feeling club, I think.
How many years have you played with the club?
I think probably around 8 years. 8? Yeah.
People do ask why I spend so much time at Droitwich, but I get a lot out of it. I love it. The kids that can't quite do the sport yet or are trying, I do the 6 to 10-year-olds, and you see the passion within the children. You see them learning, and it's a lifelong learning process. It helps them at school. It helps them become more rounded people. I think any outside of school activity, whether it's music or sport or any of those kind of things, and within Droitwich there's such good friendships that they have, and you just see the children grow, and they come with us at 6 and they leave at 18, and it's amazing to see their journey. That's what's special.
Droitwich is a part of my life. It's a part of all my family's life. So my grandma was there when it first started, and then my dad played there. My mum's coach is there now, and we all went there. So it's part of our lives. But also the family feel at Droitwich is what makes us all so close there. That's why we all love Droitwich. It's literally, I don't know, I've just grown up there. I can't imagine not playing. It's sometimes weird when people ask you why you play. I can't even answer it anymore. It's just I just do. It's just kind of like part of your life. Like Droitwich's just always been such a big part of my life. I can't remember it not being there now. It's so strange. I just know everything about the club. I know I could walk around the whole club blindfolded like 10 times.
Yes, we have a lot of national champions currently. We have had a lot of national champions in the past. So from a junior perspective, we have won over 60 national titles. There are over 20 senior national titles.
There is a bit of a joke that we're usually the first in the hall. Oh, the Greens are here, because, you know, and there's a certain routine. Hannah likes to be there early. She just likes to soak up the atmosphere, get a knock in early, and they have different ways of preparing. And we just say, where do you want us? What do you want? There's plenty of food, and we're always around. But again, they know who they want to knock with. They know the routine of their day. And then we try and support them through that, whoever they want in their corner, because that can change throughout the day when they're feeling, and then you have to support them when they've lost and get them back up again and ready for the next one. But time seems to disappear in that table tennis hall, and you're there at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're there at 8 o'clock at night, and you don't know how that's happened. Time just goes into some special time warp.
Talk me through last year's nationals.
I hate it. I can't lie, I hate it. I like competing. When you're in the moment in the match, it's fine, because you just get like all caught up in it. But all the other stuff, like getting there, thinking about the before match, it's just so stressful, and I can't deal with it very well. I mean, when you play, it's different, but all the rest of it is horrible.
Especially recently, I've lost a few national finals, and yeah, those always hurt. Especially when you feel like you get to the final and you give yourself a chance of winning, and then you don't. Yeah, it's not nice.
Going back to last year.
Yeah.
Talk through that junior nationals.
Yeah, junior nationals. I think before last junior nationals, I was in Poland training with a couple of the other England guys, maybe a couple of weeks before, and did a week there. And yeah, that was fine. It was just like a normal training camp, and then came back, did a couple extra bits in here and Notch Uni, and then yeah, got to junior nationals. I didn't feel like I was playing amazing, but I don't think you ever really do before I definitely don't before a big competition, and hoping to try and win as much as I can. And then did pretty good, got to the final of under 17s, and then lost to Powell, which was, yeah, well, obviously I wasn't happy losing in the final. I think Powell's experience a little bit kind of came through there, because he was really, really good cadet and under 13, like really strong, like one of the best in Europe. And I think he just put me under pressure from the very start, and like showed me that he really wanted to win also. And I didn't really have an answer for his game really. I think it just shows like if you're playing a teammate, it can really go either way. Like, Powell probably doesn't play as much as me, but on his day, he still probably is better than me. I think that shows his level as well. He's so tough to play.
So I'm Powell. I've been at Droitwich since I was 5 years old, and obviously I've known Connor since he was a year younger than me when I was about 7, so about 6 years old. And yeah, I've been training here twice a week for about a long time, about 10, 12 years. The best quality that I think about Connor is the fact that he's unbelievable at table tennis, but he doesn't like express it. So he's just so humble in the way he goes about and the way he plays, and he always respects the opponent every time, even though he's like miles better than a lot of players. And I think that's what puts him to another level. Like he doesn't just cap himself at a certain level, and he'll always improve, because he always sees that, oh yeah, there's someone better. He's always going to improve.
Got to the final, and I saw Larry had beat Louis in the semis, which I didn't expect at all. I just felt quite confident before the final, because I knew Larry from I never played him, but I've seen him around a couple of years ago, and I knew he was a bit younger than me as well, so I thought I'd have more experience than him. But went on, and then from the start he was just like killing me. I was playing to his backhand, and he was just ripping everything past me, and then yeah, I think I lost 3-0 like quite simply. And then that one stung a lot, because I thought losing two finals, and I thought in the second final I had a really big chance to win. I don't know if he was seeded or anything. He was quite unknown going into the tournament. Just take him out 3-0. You don't really know how it's happened, but it has happened. Like, he's played better than you and he's beaten you. I think because losing last year, I really wanted to win. I think I was only thinking about winning rather than trying to have fun. So if I'd lose a point, I'd get stressed out, and then winning a point would mean too much, and I'd feel too over the top. But this time I just wanted to kind of play at like the simplest form and like enjoy playing rather than getting stressed out by all other things that don't really matter. I actually remember being like quite calm, which doesn't always happen, but I remember being like quite excited to go play and wanting to go win rather than like being scared to lose. I was looking forward to going out there and playing the final. Yeah. Oh, that felt really good. I think that was a little bit of relief as well. I was just very happy to put a good performance out as well, especially after the year before of losing in the quarterfinals. It felt really nice to win. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt in a really good place. In the build-up, I didn't practice like too much, to be honest. Just took a bit of a step back. Didn't play a couple of days before. I played like maybe an hour the day before, just to play a little bit. I just felt in a really good place, like mentally. I felt calm, and I didn't feel stressed about what would happen. I just tried to go out there and have fun and enjoy it, and then let the results happen. And if I win, like, that's great, and if I lose, just try and play as best I can.
Specifically in that final, who did you play?
Joe Ferguson.
Oh, he's almost looking like he's running to enter exhibition mode here, Ferguson.
He is talented. Can he pull off any trick shots in these last season? Oh!
That is audacious. And around the net return. You mean Maggiori's on the floor?
Yeah, I really like Joe. He's always been very nice to me, and I think you always need characters in sport to try and grow it, maybe make more people watch. And he's got a really exciting game as well. Like, he wants to play like great shots, hit the ball past people, a few lobbing rallies maybe as well. So it's always good to play him.
Connor won the under-21s. Where were you? How were you feeling? Were you watching?
I was on a walk with Jasmine one. I was going to watch it. I watched some of his matches, but I don't know, I feel like we kind of know that we want to watch, but if we're not there, I don't mind. I think sometimes it's less stressful for ourselves, but I like it when he watches my matches, for example, because he's quite calming. Like, there's been times, I remember last Nationals, I was having like an awful match, like just stressing on the table, and he was playing on the court next to me, and he was like, oh, come on Anna, you've got this. It's just nice, but I think I'm a bit more of a stressful person, so I don't have much help for him watching.
I can't watch a lot of the time. I'm sat at the back of the stands, sort of hiding sometimes when there's a big point. There was a special moment, not particularly with Connor, it was when the girls were playing the doubles and they got to the final, and I didn't watch the last point, and then I looked up and they'd won the last point, and all the parents of Droitwich were looking at me smiling because they'd got to the final and they were so pleased for me and for the girls. So within the hall there's all that support from table tennis parents. There's lots of parents that, you know, have been through this journey for a long time, that support you when they win and support you when they lose. But emotions for Connor, because he wants to do this as a profession. He wants to go as far as he can go with it. I get very nervous. I've watched him play in a foreign tournament with the TV on at Droitwich, watching him on live stream. I had to go in the other room, even though he's 2,000 miles away. I still had to walk in the other room. I couldn't watch those final points.
Another big thing is you guys played mixed doubles.
Yeah.
How was that?
Loved it. I love playing with Connor because he's so chill. So when I'm getting all stressed, he like calms me down. Plus, because he's so good, it took a bit of pressure off me. Sometimes I just stand there and he's like do a massive shot, and I just it was really nice to win with him as well, obviously being my brother. And on the last nationals, I won doubles with Anna and Connor, which was amazing. Yeah.
What does it take to be the best?
I think to be the best, it takes a lot of self-confidence in yourself, and it takes a lot of practice to be able to believe you can beat everyone else who you come up against. And I think it takes obviously a lot of time on the table practicing your skills, but I think a lot of it, especially when you get higher, is a lot of it mentally, and who's got the mental edge over each other and who can play better in the tight moments.
Coaching at the highest level, I think a main attitude of a coach is they have to be competitive. We are not playing through the player. That's the player plays. We don't play. We train the player. We help the player achieve what they can achieve their potentials. And potential is always a moving feast. So if you become England #1, which we've had numerous of those, what's wrong with not becoming world #1 or European #1? If you can achieve that potential, then surely as a training coach, I've achieved what I should achieve with that person. But it's that person that does that. It's not me. It's a beautiful place to be. So I think some people fear it. I'm sure that they do. But if you embrace it and love the moment, the memories that you get from this are just tremendous. And I love the moments. It's what makes it all worthwhile. So the psychological side is big. I built a team of coaches. I have, in my opinion, the highest technical coach certainly in this country. And that's for a reason. Okay, I have one of the best head lady coaches. Country, Europe maybe, yeah, who understands all of it. Building the teams, that comes from the business side where I built team after team after team after team. So when we're working in business, you're building teams, or my job was to build teams to be successful. And that's what it takes.
I think you just need to be hardworking, train as much as you can, and like Connor, you need to have a proper love for the sport, otherwise you won't enjoy it and you won't want to carry on.
The attitude, I can. Connor's best trait is himself being, he's willing to try anything. He's willing to go that outside the box, what we call the ugly zone. Even if he's tired, he gives 100%. He's willing to do anything to be the champion. I was doing fitness at different clubs. His parents brought him to my clubs just to do fitness, to be the best he can be. I've got like a fitness place I call the Dungeon. He was coming to my house, training with his family, just so he can be the best. He will do anything to be the best he can be. And that's the difference with Connor and the others. Some people can give like 80%, 90%. He always gives 100, 110%. And that is the difference. It's got that attitude.
Did you ever think that the family would be so engrossed in table tennis?
No, they were not going to play table tennis when we started. Because we both played, and when they were very tiny, we would play in local competitions. They would come along and kind of watch, but not be bothered. And we go, oh, we're not going to get into this, you know, it's not every weekend. And then all of a sudden, you're in it, and it's like you're on a travelator. And if you step off, you get left right behind because everything's gone off. So you just keep going and keep going and keep going. And as long as they're enjoying it, then we will keep supporting them, basically. They lead and then we follow. We don't push them anywhere.
Any plans of doing a mixed doubles pair with you and Connor?
We're probably going to play nationals next year. Which would be weird. We've never actually played together in a tournament, I don't think. Because I don't know, it's always been Erin and Connor because she's older. But we'll probably play together next nationals and just see how it goes. Hopefully we don't mess that up.
Connor is amazing, right? You know, some other players, the difference with Connor and them, Connor is so good, he doesn't brag about it. You say to Connor now, can you beat me? You're like, I'll try. Even though he knows he can beat you, but it will not make you feel anyway, you know what I mean? He's just a nice guy. He's been my number one for a long time. He knows, everybody knows he's my number one. because of that attitude. He respects elders, he respects coaches, and he respects his colleagues. He's just completely a different person. And when you look at Conor, he's a champion. And he's a great role model for all these youngsters. He's a great role model for my daughters. Yes, and my daughter started playing table tennis thinking, oh, one day I'll be as good as Erin Green, the sister, because they're twins, and she was the champion. And now she's the champion as well. And that's because of that family, because of them two. You know what I mean? They're inspirational. You know what I mean? But my number one is Conor. Yeah.
I mean, I hope he makes the senior team soon. Like, that's kind of what I want for him, I guess. And then I hope he makes a good career out of it. I mean, I love playing with him, to be fair. Like, he still knocks with me sometimes, which is just fun, because he just has such a nice game. It's just all so smooth. It's good fun, so I hope he actually manages to make it into something successful.
Conor, I want him to achieve all that he wants to achieve. He wants to be at the top of the men's game. He wants to play senior men, and he wants to play around Europe for a very long time and achieve.
I just hope Conor can take it as far as he can. Obviously his goal is to play professionally. I hope he can go all the way, be the best in the world, but obviously I don't know how possible that is, but yeah, I just hope he can reach what he wants to do.
If Conor continues training as much as he does, working as hard as he does, I think there's no limit to where he can get, and we're sure to see him in the Olympics, something like that.
Your goals into the season, just remind yourself, what are your goals this season?
You guys are making me think about it more than I actually do myself. I think my goals are not really to see my ranking improve too much or anything like that. I just want to see in myself, see some things improving. I'm getting quicker, or I'm getting faster, or I'm hitting the ball harder or spinnier. I don't know what that might be, but I just want to see something like that.
I hope Conor achieves his dream. Absolutely. Now, it's one of the few players over the last year I've not asked what his dream is, because he's forming his dream, in my opinion. Some players, I ask them what they want to achieve. What is their dream? What is their goal within the sport? Okay, and that might be, I'm going to play to the highest ability till I'm 19, 20, I'm going to go to university, and I'm going to do this, that, or the other. You know what? That's fantastic, because we life skill people, and that's great. Or there are others, which I am sure is where Conor is coming from. He certainly was last year when I spoke to him. He wants to be a professional table tennis player. For me, the dream of being a professional table tennis player means that he now has to work very, very hard. He has to have the breaks. He has to stay injury-free as long as he can. But he has to dream to be number one. Number one in the world. And if he dreams to be number one, and he can touch number one in the world, then I think that's fantastic. If he's number one in Europe and number 10 in the world, and that's his potential achieved, that's fine by me. If he's number 50 in the world and number 20 in Europe, which he already is, by the way, as a junior, that's fine by me. Okay, it's about Conor and Conor's dream. It will be a massive kudos for the club. Make no bones about it. We already call ourselves the home of champions. To be home of champions and the champion is the final highest accolade from the playing side that you can possibly achieve, in my opinion.